Now, for the most part, I've been all against the trade proposals and everything, and I'm still all against it. I just think that some trade proposals are very interesting, and I feel like this one would be an interesting one for the Clippers because here in this situation with the Milwaukee Bucks, hypothetically in this bold proposal, if the Clippers traded for Drew Holiday, I think that would be a feasible trade. Now, of course, as you see on the screen here, there's a lot of what they're asking for back. Marcus Morris, Norman Powell, this guy. There again. Here's the situation. Here's the scenario. It's always the same. The Clippers don't have the leverage. The Clippers are interested possibly in these players because there again, Drew Holiday is one of those players I think that can make put the Clippers over the top, if you ask me, because now you're looking at a point guard who can handle the ball. You're not worried about whether he's going to fumble it or turn the ball over as much the same way you would with Russell Westbrook. He doesn't have Russell Westbrook's athleticism. He doesn't have the energy, I think, that a young Terrence Mann has, but Drew Holiday moves methodically, and he is a very good on-ball defender, always has been, and really he is one of the top of the line, probably one of the best 3-and-D guys probably in the game. It's probably no doubt that he's one of those, if you ask me, the way I've seen him play, because I've seen him, play good defense, against even the top players, at times, Kevin Durant, even, he might have stopped Kawhi once or twice or something like that, of course, every player, has their ups and downs offensively, but for the most part, Drew Holiday is one of those players who's a glue guy. He can stick to the guy. He can keep up with him. He can irritate him. He can bother him. He can knock down a three at a high clip. And like I said, he's got a fearless mentality about him that a lot of people don't know because he's so quiet and very reserved and such a cool guy. I think a lot of people undermine it or don't see it, in him. But I definitely think, that edge is in him. And like I said, he was a big part of the reason why I thought they won the championship against Phoenix because he knocked down some big shots. He guarded Chris Paul when they won the championship. He guarded Devin Booker some. He really, is a really good on-ball defender, and he's really somebody that's trustworthy of, handling the ball without causing a lot of turnover and getting high-quality baskets and shots, and he can help stretch the floor. This is why I said I think he's a perfect 3-and-D type combo guard, for the Clippers if they were able to get him. Now, of course, giving up Marcus Morris, Norman Powell, and maybe some picks and a couple others, I think that's awfully lot for Drew Holiday, because Drew Holiday is not a superstar. If you're giving up 3-4 players plus picks, future picks and things like that of what this team is inquiring or interested in asking for, that's way too much for a role player who possibly could get injured like anybody on your roster now and, possibly might not fit within the continuity of the team and the team itself. You see what I'm saying? So everything has to go right when you go out and trade for a player or draft a player, whatever you want to call it. Anytime you acquire a player on your team, the main thing that most teams look for is fit. They look for fit more than anything else, because if you fit with the team, if you fit with the roster, and you're an NBA player, so you already are good, you have some good in you. So it's like the fit, if the fit is there, we'll find a way to make everything else work. And that's pretty much how it goes when it comes to, making trades for players or acquiring players by any kind. The fit has to be there. If it's there, you're good. If it's not there, then the player could be supremely talented, but it still won't work out. So, there again, a lot has to go into that. Now, personally, I think Drew Holiday would fit perfectly fine with the Clippers because he's a very reserved guy, don't talk much, not a rah-rah type guy, pretty much stays to himself. He's kind of, I would say, like I said, I would say reserve and definitely understanding of the moment. He's definitely one of those type players, and I definitely respect him. I always liked him. His brother Justin's pretty good too, but of course Drew is better. I think Drew is one of those type guys that you need to help when you need to win a championship. I really do. And I think if the Clippers had him, I really think the Clippers would pose a threat to a lot of teams. Damn near every team in the NBA, whether it's a 7-game series or one game for one night, he would pose a threat. They would pose a threat threat to a lot more teams, because even having Russell Westbrook, like hypothetically, if you had Drew Holiday, Russ needs to come off the bench. There's no other way to look at it. Russell Westbrook needs to come off the bench because he could run with that second unit and play the high energy basketball that he plays. And some of his mistakes won't hurt as bad because you got a point guard who's more in control of his gameplay and how he plays and how he distributes the ball and how he's selective, how he takes his shots and, try to find wide open or high efficient shots when Drew Holiday plays. So you would have a night and day with the point guard position, but at the same time, the night and day that you would have wouldn't be as big of a problem as people would think, because Drew Holiday I think he would play so well in so many moments. I think it would be, the Clippers couldn't afford for Russ to, have a few turnovers in a game where it won't hurt them as bad, because if they sub Russ out and put Drew Holiday back in, the game is going to be right back into, motion the way it usually is when he plays and when he's controlling the offense as the point guard. Because like I said, not only he can knock down shots, but at the same time, what he can do, he can distribute the ball at a high clip, get people in their positions where they like it, like a Kawhi and PG, but they can also kick it back out to him if they draw a double team, because he is definitely, a 3-and-D guy who can knock down that shot and make defenses pay and make the opposing team pay for double teaming Kawhi and PG and or Russell Westbrook. So that's my thing. A guy like him is very, very valuable. And as far as for the Bucks, them having Norm Powell would definitely benefit them, of course, because they would have more of an elite scorer, more than actually Drew Holiday is, what I'm saying? But, there again, if you get him, the defense that Norm Powell has is not as good on ball defending as I think, Drew Holiday's is. So I feel like the Clippers will benefit the most or get the best out of this trade. So this really wouldn't be a bad trade for the Clippers to actually look into. But at the same time, all has to align, all has to happen. And I don't think the Clippers should give up a whole lot for any one player at this point in time, especially not if it's not a superstar. That's just my opinion. But we'll have to see how it goes. But I definitely think the Clippers really more or less so just be content and just know that the Clippers more likely going to run it back with the teams that they have and just go from there. But hey, leave any comments in the comment section. Let me know what you think. We'll talk about it.